18 years ago, this legendary game came out, and I probably finished it 18 times as well. And if this game is remastered, I will probably finish it another 18 times. That's how great of a game this is. I've already been pretty critical of racing games, cause most of them just can't pull it off, let's be real. But this game was an exception. The dopamine rush you would get after coming from the school and doing all the requirements to challenge the blacklists and hoping to get their pink slips was just too great to handle. Especially getting the Lamborghini Gallardo from blacklist number 6. By the way, if you guys don't know, this is the most selling Need for Speed game till now. That says a lot. Oh man, I'm getting all the nostalgia hits after thinking about it. But anyways, in this video, I'm gonna talk about what made the game actually so good compared to even newer racing games despite of its outdated graphics. So let's dive right into it. Many people think that just improving the graphics and the gameplay will result in a good gaming experience. But if that was the case, Nintendo games like Zelda would not be that famous even though they are running on a lot older hardware. That has been a case for numerous games. I can give countless examples where the graphics and gameplay are solid but overall the game didn't perform that good. Most Wanted was not a game just known for graphics and gameplay for that time. Sure, it played a very big part, but there were more elements present in it. Let's break the elements down. The overall structure of the game was very well designed. It was like a chase, and you are also given a roadmap of what you have to do. The story is pretty simple. You start racing and want to become a blacklist with the legendary BMW M3 GTR. You lose a race and your car is taken by the guy using the pink slip. That's what the rule is. Then you also get arrested because you don't have a car to run. The guy who took your car reaches blacklist number 1 from 50, and now you have to start from the beginning and reach the top and get your car back. But even though this sounds pretty simple, the climbing through the blacklists makes it very challenging, thus very enjoyable. Plus, all the blacklists have their own style of driving, so you don't get the same NPCs every single time. The NPCs are pretty tweaked as well. If suppose all of them had the same level of driving, that would make the game very weird to play, as if you are just racing the same person again and again. Also, some of them are good in specific race types. Some are good in sprints, some in circuits, some in drag races, except a guy on the top who is just master at basically everything. Also, a very important reason I forgot was her. It's basically a rags to riches story which works most of the time unless you just completely f up the other part of the story. This template is used in a lot of games. Guys, before we proceed further in this video, I will appreciate a like and sub because that helps a lot. That's it. Anyways, let's move on to the theme of this game. And if you see the release banner of this game, the style looks absolutely fantastic. This game probably had the most cool looking advertisements. The font selected in this game matches the feel of this game, and the soundtracks are just too good to describe in words. The best soundtracks in any game by far, of course, in my opinion. I still listen to those soundtracks sometimes. Also, I like the police pursuits a lot in this game. The heat levels make it really fun to play, and just smashing the vehicles and making them flip. Also, you can destroy gas stations, drop construction items and other stuff on the police. I actually did 15 million bounty in a single chase, I remember. If there was a way to get heat level 6 other than just the end story mission, I would have done even more. Car customizations are also really good, but not to the level of current games, but still very good for its time. I like how the dialogues were created by using the green screen. I know this might be a little cheesy for some people, but I personally think they pulled it off pretty good in my opinion. Now let's talk about what separated this game from the recent Need for Speed games. One of the biggest things I hate about the current Need for Speed games is that they just throw a lot of stuff in the game which people actually just don't enjoy. I have said this in my previous video as well, that video game companies try to make the game bigger overall just for the sake of it. If you see Most Wanted, the game was not that big, but why did it still sell so much compared to the other Need for Speed games? Another example is Hitman games. People don't care about the length of the game. People value their time, and if the game is providing the value consistently throughout the game, people are gonna finish it. Currently, there's been games which come out that are so long that a lot of people leave in between. Consistency was a major part in Most Wanted success. Another thing is that the game dialogues are becoming much more cringier these days. I know it may sound pretty controversial, but the games just don't feel authentic or natural, and I have talked about this previously as well. I just feel like the conversations happening are not done like this in reality. The dialogues should be used properly in order to convey the emotions. If you remember the last part of Most Wanted, when Cross says "Everyone!" you automatically get the chills and you know you're about to reach the climax. And it automatically gives the feel and you are all pumped up for that mission. All these things combined results in a good game. I started watching walkthrough of Need for Speed Unbound, which released some days ago, and I just can't find it enjoyable. That's why I don't even bother buying those games. I have asked a lot of my friends about this game and a lot of them didn't even know this game was even released. That's the sad state of Need for Speed games currently. Just think about the Need for Speed games which were released recently. Need for Speed Unbound didn't work, Need for Speed Heat didn't work, Need for Speed Payback didn't work, But anyways, I'm not here to criticize newer Need for Speed games. I was just here to talk about Most Wanted and what it did good. But you have to have some relative point in order to compare it with other games. And what's more better than comparing games from the same franchisee. So I hope you enjoyed this video and I'll see you guys in the next one.